How's it going, everybody? Wanted to do a quick video to show you what happens to an engine when it is not properly maintained, and by that, in this case, it was run low on oil. It was not serviced with any kind of interval at all. Who knows how many hundreds of hours and years passed between services, and the air filter was not kept clean. It just was neglected. This little 305 had about 3,600 hours on it, so it wasn't running. It was super weak on power, had a knock. I was hoping it was timing, fuel related, because of the way the front cover had been messed with, but that wasn't the case. So this is number 4 cylinder. You can't really see. Let me get some extra light. See that on the left, that pile of sludge right by the wrist pin hole? This is the connecting rod for that cylinder. That hole was packed full of sludge, so this wrist pin was not getting oil. It has a, probably can't see it on camera, but it's got a pretty good ledge there, which caused this piston to crack. So when I was doing my compression check and my leak down test, I had massive leakage into the crankcase through number 4. It beat the ever-loving shit out of 2 rod bearings, spun them. And then another good example of the total disregard for the life of this engine is the bottom of the oil pan. I haven't touched it. This is how it came apart. That's just sludge. There's probably some metal and shit in there, but just sludge. Just total abuse and neglect. This is the cam for the fuel pump. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Let me show you the block here. Hopefully I can get the light so you can see major scoring right there. All the cylinders have it. I don't know what it's going to take to clean it up. You can see number 1 there. I get it. Yeah, there's number 2, number 3, number 4. And I just ran the hone through these cylinders for like 5 seconds just so I could clean them up to see if, mic them and see if they're not tapered too bad, but the scoring is just makes it not usable. So the crank cleaned up. It 10 thousandths or a quarter millimeter on the mains and 20 thousandths or half a millimeter on the rods. Cleaned it up. Obviously we need to do 1 piston. We're going to go ahead and do all 4 rods because the little end of that rod got hot, and then the 2 rod bearings that spun, the big ends of those rods got hot. And believe it or not, through Cat, they're not ridiculously expensive. So, and probably 4 new pistons because it'll get bored. Here's the cam. It's not terrible. I think it'll live. The mains aren't atrocious, but they're not great. Thrust wasn't too awful bad. But this is just a prime example. I mean, I haven't cleaned any parts up yet. There's the cam followers. Everything's just nasty. Just nasty, neglected nasty. I don't know if you can see in these pistons, but you can just see, just dirty. There's no reason for that. None at all. Just pure stupidity, ignorance, neglect, hourly taxpayer funded employee, 0 fucks given kind of shit. So my plan, I'm gonna send the injectors and have them checked out. I pop tested them with the injection pump and they sprayed pretty good, but I don't want to take a chance on $300 or $400 worth of injectors wiping out a fresh build. So in this particular case, I think it's economically feasible to do an overhaul because the new motor's probably 10 grand, and I think we can do this one for half. So we'll do that. New water pump. The coupler obviously had been done not very long ago, so we're good with that. New oil pump. We'll reseal the injection pump. It was dribbling a little bit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and strip the block completely down so they can vat it and clean all the oil galleries out, because if the pan and all the other areas are all goopy, you know the oil passages are, and then that way we can do fresh freeze plugs, and if the deck needs checked or anything like that, it'll all get done. So this is a in the flesh of an example of service, and it's not just hours. Like, if you only accumulate 50 hours or 100 hours a year on something, go ahead and service it. Just do it once a year. It's just cheap. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's laziness or ignorance or I don't know. But anyway, just thought I'd share that. Make sure the build process, hopefully the block, and I'm gonna go ahead and send the head to the machine shop and just have it checked out to make sure there are no bent valves or beat seats or cracks I can't see or anything like that. Didn't have any overheating or any other issues indicative of a head problem, so it's just due diligence. But hope everybody's doing well, and we'll catch you up on this process whenever something's relevant. Take care.